What's going on, guys? We got to talk about this. There's a lot going on right now. There's a lot of accusations being thrown around about different people in entertainment. You know, I've been talking about Keke Palmer and other situations as well. But I want to talk about Diddy now. Let me talk about Diddy. Make sure y'all like this video because apparently his ex, Cassie, y'all remember her? Cassie Ventura. She is suing him for what she calls a decades long cycle of abuse that went on. I mean, she is accusing him of having her sleep with male escorts while he record, forcing himself on her. This is what she is alleging, people. Now, again, this is all alleged. We can have our opinions. I have my opinion. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know exactly what's going on, but obviously because she is suing Diddy, she feels like she can prove that Diddy did these things to her. Now, she ended up leaving Diddy for the trainer. Diddy even believes that Cassie cheated on him with this trainer that he hired for her, right? He didn't see it as a way for her. Let me tell y'all about these trainers. This is a side note. There's nobody that can get a woman to cheat or leave her situation more quicker than a personal trainer. Because that personal trainer is there to guide her or whoever they're training to mold them physically, but they can also do it mentally. And maybe this trainer who she cheated on Diddy with, because let's be real, she left Diddy for this guy. So obviously her and this guy had something going on. Diddy apparently didn't see it coming. And he felt blindsided by it, according to him. And in this situation, Cassie not only ended up leaving Diddy and being with this guy, but she's also had kids by this guy, which, you know, becomes expensive, which is why now we're seeing a lawsuit. I saw some comments where people were saying that the NDA must be expired. It must be, okay? Diddy should have had her sign a long-term NDA. Maybe she never signed the NDA. Maybe she told Diddy that, you know, if he let her go and move on, that she wouldn't put this stuff out here. I don't know. You would think a guy who seemingly is business savvy would have her sign an NDA, but either it did expire if it can, or maybe she feels like because of what happened to her, she is not bound by an NDA. Those are things that we're going to find out in due time. But I do find it interesting that she is going this route. Because again, you know, she was with Diddy for a while. You know, Diddy took her from Ryan Leslie. She was actually with Ryan Leslie years ago. And then Diddy ended up getting her from Ryan Leslie. I remember something 50 Cent said years ago about Diddy and Cassie. He said that Diddy sent him pictures of him, I guess, having relations with Cassie. I believe that's who he has said. This was years ago. This was years ago, because, you know, 50 Cent always makes fun of Diddy for that reason. But I think he said Diddy sent him some pictures of himself having relations. I mean, that's a so I can believe Diddy likes to record. You know what I'm saying? According to Cassie, he was into that recording. He was in the recording. All right. So I don't think, listen, we know what type of guy Diddy is. And even though we know what type of guy he is, we look at his history. We also have to say this is still alleged, because, you know, this will still have to be proven in court, because she's suing him for $30 million. All right. So let's get to this article. Cassie filed a lawsuit against ex Diddy, accusing the hip hop mogul of assault and repeated physical abuse throughout their relationship. According to court docs obtained by Page 6, the Me and You singer, born Cassandra Ventura, claimed that after she met the Revolt CEO in 2005, when she was only 19, he allegedly began a pattern of abuse and control that included allegedly forcing her to have relations with male prostitutes while he filmed, physically putting hands on her and supplying her with drugs. That seemed like the Hollywood way. Everything you hear about the industry, one of the things that you hear is the supplying of drugs, right? Cassie, now again, this is all alleged, so I'm not saying if this is right, this is all alleged. This is all alleged, right? Cassie also alleged in the suit that Diddy, born Sean Combs, allegedly forced his way into her home and assaulted her towards the end of their long-term relationship in 2018. The Long Way to Go singer, who's 37 now, claimed in a lawsuit that Diddy, 54, was prone to uncontrollable rage and frequently beat Ms. Ventura savagely. She claimed that those beatings were often witnessed by his staff and employees. However, no one dared to speak up against their frightening and ferocious boss. Cassie alleged that the Gotta Move On rapper allegedly forced her to carry his weapon in her purse to remind her of his ability to cause serious harm. Over the years, Mr. Combs abused Ms. Ventura physically and in other ways. She again and again tried to escape his tight hold over her life. The lawsuit stated every time she hid, Mr. Combs' vast network of corporations and affiliated entities found her, and those who worked for Mr. Combs' companies implored her to return to him. Many went as far as to explicitly state that her failure to return to Mr. Combs would hinder her success in the entertainment industry. That's interesting, because when I was doing a little bit of research before I went live, that's how I found that article about this, because I wanted to show y'all how this relationship was over and what led to it. You know, she was with this other guy, right? Or she was in the process of getting with this other guy. It seemed like her career was completely derailed after 2016, 2017. Because after 2017, 2018-ish is when a relationship was pretty much over. And you don't really see her around like that anymore. You may see her in the blogs. I see the blogs love to post her, you know, with her trainer husband now, right? Many went as far, right through that. In September 2018, Cassie claimed in a suit that she joined the Sean John founder for dinner for what she believed would be a discussion about concluding their relationship for good. However, she claimed that once they returned to her home, which Diddy paid for, he allegedly forced himself into her apartment and tried to kiss her. She told him to stop and attempted to push him away. The lawsuit read, Mr. Combs then forcibly pulled off Ms. Ventura's clothing and unbuckled his belt. He proceeded to assault Ms. Ventura while she repeatedly said no and tried to push him off. Page 6 has reached out to a rep for Cassie. It did not get comment back. Well, I mean, did she put the information out? She put the suit out. So after years in silence and darkness, I am finally ready to tell my story and to speak up on behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships, Cassie said in a statement to the New York Times. Diddy's attorney, Ben Brafman, denied the accusations in a statement to Page 6, claiming that Cassie had been demanding money from the Bad Boy Records founder. Mr. Combs vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations, the lawyer said. For the past 6 months, Mr. Combs has been subjected to Ms. Ventura's persistent demand of $30 million under the threat of writing a damaging book about the relationship, which was unequivocally rejected as blatant blackmail. Despite withdrawing her initial threat, Ms. Ventura has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seeking a payday. However, Cassie's lawyer, Douglas Wigner, told the New York Times that his client and Diddy spoke before she filed the lawsuit, and the last night musician allegedly offered her money to remain silent. Mr. Combs offered Ms. Ventura 8 figures to silence her and prevent the filing of this suit. Wigner said she rejected his offer. So he offered her 8 figures, which is, it's a lot. It may not be the 30 million, but you know, maybe he offered her what, 10 million, maybe 12 million, 15 million. She wants 30 million. Now, if he offered her, maybe he wanted her to sign an NDA, you know, what I think she probably wants to do. I think Cassie probably wants to sue him, and if she wins, she wants to be able to make money off of Diddy as far as writing books, going on speaking tours, right? She may have to end up settling with Diddy, because if Diddy truly offered her a settlement and she rejected it, which was 8 figures, there's a good chance that she can go to court and lose, because he's going to have a well put together legal team, and they're going to fight her tooth and nail to not give her anything, because that's the type of guy Diddy is. Look how Diddy did his artists. How do you think he's going to do her in court? Do her the lawsuit in court? How do you think that's going to work? It's not going to work out well if she doesn't have proof. Now, if she has proof and he doesn't think that she does, because if she really has proof of this, then Diddy might be in trouble. He might be in trouble. But I'm sure Diddy has an all-star legal team that he's ready to put together to fight this. And people are going to say, well, why did she wait now to do this? That is a good question. I think, honestly, maybe Cassie's career has not gone the way that she has wanted it to go. And maybe she feels like Diddy owes her more. It happens when a woman, look at Tiger Woods' ex-girlfriend. She thinks that she should get millions of dollars from him, even though they broke up, and he told her that she couldn't stay on his property anymore. She was living in a home that he owned, and he told her she couldn't live there anymore. You know what she did? She sued him for millions because she thinks that she's owed something. Listen, none of us know the truth. The only people that know the truth is Diddy, Cassie, and according to her, the people that work for Diddy. We all know Diddy can be a bit of a degenerate. We've heard the stories. You know, there have been a lot of people who have not said a lot of good things about Diddy at all. Right? And again, at the end of the day, when you're suing somebody, when you're making accusations towards somebody, you're still going to have to prove that that person did what you are accusing them of doing. And let me just say this about Diddy's ex, Kim Porter. Apparently, she was planning on writing a book, and she ended up losing her life. She ended up dying. I'm not going to say, I'm not going to be that guy to bring up conspiracies, but I can't make this video and not bring up the Kim Porter part of this story, and the fact that she was going to speak about the things that went on behind the scenes with them as well, but she never got the chance to do it. And Cassie may end up doing it. But if she has proof that Diddy is the degenerate that people think he is, he's in trouble. He is. And it's going to cause more people to want to sue him. But again, unless you have a lot of proof, it's going to be very difficult to get him and get money out of him as far as a lawsuit and him losing in court. I just don't see how he's going to lose in court if she can't prove that he did these things. You need evidence, Everything is alleged until you have evidence, no matter what you think of the person. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, Patreon. Subscribe to all my channels, and I'll see y'all next one.